Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, Craig here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Yasin, and he's selling his Amazon FBA and FBM business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, Yasin. How are you doing today?
Hi Craig, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you for asking. And I'm looking forward to talking more about your business. But before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of the business. It's an Amazon FBA and Amazon FBM business in the food and beverages niche, created in December 2004. The average monthly revenue for the business is $1,219,035, and it makes an average of $157,486 net profit each month. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 50045 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, let's have a look at what's included in the sale. We have the Amazon Seller Central account with 694 SKUs, a trademark, custom software, SOPs, employee contracts, supplier contracts and relationships. It's important to note that inventory is not normally included in the list price, but further details can be provided to active buyers. And buyers should also be aware that you should have an active VAT number in all UK and EU countries where this business has inventory stored before the transfer can finalise. It's highly recommended to begin the VAT registration process as soon as possible. Okay, Yasin, now let's hear from you. Can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
Well, I've grown up in a business-oriented family, really. From a small child, we've grown up in a family-run business. My parents have had businesses previously, so I've got a basic understanding of running a business, starting a business, critical factors required to make a successful business. I've got a sort of a technical background going back to my education. I'm interested in building websites, and I've done that as a hobby previously. So I think the logical step for me was to, do an online business, and that's what we did. About 16 years ago, we started the business, an online e-commerce market business, when it was in its infancy, that type of business, really.
Okay, that's really interesting how you've transitioned from learning about offline business to online. So how did you make that transition? Did you take some online courses or something and learn about, and what attracted you to Amazon as well?
I didn't take any courses as such. I did just technical courses on website building and alike. So I had a good understanding how to build websites and stuff initially, and we started with that. I was familiar with the type of business I wanted to do. And you're just transitioning from a bricks and mortar type business, which was at the time running, from families and stuff like that I've been aware of, into an online version of that business. And 16 years ago, the online market was in its infancy. So it was just getting it right, getting it so people could understand and purchase these products online.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, it's great how you've been able to transfer those offline business skills to the online business world and be really successful with it.
Regards Amazon, we were approached by Amazon in the UK because they saw how successful we were on our own website. And they approached us. We signed an NDA before they launched in the UK in that sector. And then we were one of the first businesses or marketplace sellers in that sector to launch with Amazon. So, it was something that they approached us with, and we've grown with Amazon in that sector, really.
Wow, that's really impressive. So you started off FBA, and then did you introduce an Amazon FBM element into the business later on?
In fact, the other way around. We actually started FBM initially because we had a setup already for the website we had. So it was initial FBM for Amazon, and then we introduced FBA at a later stage as we developed and increased our range across Amazon.
Excellent. So, okay, and how does the two monetizations look like for the business now? What's sort of the divide of revenue, and how do they sort of complement each other in the business?
The FBA side of the revenue is now about 72% of the business, which is, the market share of it. The FBM still accounts for, a good share, 28% of FBM revenue we get. So it's split like that at the moment.
Okay. And how come you chose this niche in particular?
Obviously, I've been involved with previously, growing up as a child, as a young adult. It's something I knew quite a lot about. I had a good knowledge of supply chains, etc. And, I did a lot of research in the area, explored further how we could sort of take that niche from bricks and mortar place where it was at the time into something online. Discovered there was, a reasonably large market share available, especially online, and sort of developed it like that.
Excellent stuff. That's a really inspirational story, very interesting. So, you've built the business up to this point. So how come you're selling it today?
To be honest with you, it's something that we've been running it for 16 years now. It's come to the time I think we've reached where we want to focus on other potential opportunities we see out there. And I think it's an age now we think, we'd like to retire a bit early as well, to be honest with you, and spend some time with loved ones, especially given the climate in the world as it is now. We've experienced a lot of changes in the last couple of years, and I think for us it's the right time to sort of make this move.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Is there anything you learned from this business that you would apply to future sites or businesses?
Infinite number of things, really. One of the main things we think is to utilize some of the tools that are out there. Some amazing tools out there, that can improve productivity, optimize the way you do things. And that inevitably saves you time and money. And, people who take advantage of these tools, I think, I've got a step up. Hiring great people, I think, another very important thing. Having the right person, the right employees in position to do the job that you need them to do is very important. The other thing is be open to outsourcing. I think for us, we've looked at that. It sort of helps the growth of your business, gives you time to concentrate on growing your own part of the business that you want, and outsource certain areas, which help with your productivity and I like identifying trends, past trends, present trends, just looking ahead, just staying ahead of the curve, really. Things like that. What else have we learned? I think making sure that your product is fully serving the gap in the market, not just, you think of a new item and you think that this will do well. I think you have to look at it closely, research it properly, make sure that it actually fills the gap in the market that's going to solve a problem or, a service that's required. I think it's always important as well to listen to feedback from customers. We've always done that. Broad feedback from customers is very important. After all, without customers, you don't have a business. I think finally, I'd say competition. Always be aware of your competitors. Keep an eye on the products they're making, introducing, and just to stay ahead of the curve, just to stay on the right page.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of fundamental business principles there. And you mentioned that you use tools, like online tools in business. And I noticed there's a custom software included in the sale. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I can give you a little bit of details about it. Basically, it just improves our productivity. It sort of takes information from Amazon, API access into Amazon's backend. It takes information from them about the order side of stuff, and it presents it to us in a way that we can deal with it more sufficiently, create labels, picking lists, packing lists for us, supplier lists, and everything else. Just, all encompassing, all one type of software. So we're not having to go back and forth to different systems to check this and check that. Just to makes everything just work as smoothly as possible for us, really.
Okay. What does the work in this business involve? What sort of your day-to-day tasks to maintain the business?
I think day-to-day for us is having the right employees in place to do the tasks that are required on a day-to-day basis. It's a case of management for us, really. We've got some great customer relations team there that look after the day-to-day customer service side of the business. They're responsible for adding content, producing new content for new products, updating existing products with content. And then the order management side of it, again, we have a team of pickers, packers, people who work with the FBA products to make sure everything runs smoothly, gets to, the fulfillment centers on time, as it's supposed to get there. It's just having everything in place, to be honest with you. It's just a management role as opposed to getting in there and getting your hands dirty type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like build some solid systems up in place where you can take that management position. Excellent stuff. So when you were growing the business to this point, was there anything that you tried that didn't really work out for you?
I think the most important thing is going with the market research as opposed to just going with your heart. I mean, we've sort of thought of some amazing products in our own heads thinking, oh yeah, this sounds really good. This should work brilliantly. And we've introduced products and, they haven't worked as well as we thought. Customers haven't sort of adapted onto them as we thought they would do. And I think it's important to sort of do the research, make sure it's something that the customers want, not just something that, you think this sounds like a really good idea type of thing. I think that's important, really.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's a common lesson that a lot of FBA sellers learn. What about marketing? What types of marketing do you do for the business?
Well, at the moment, we're sort of selling on Amazon, so the majority of marketing is done on Amazon. We basically run advertising campaigns for brand new products when we launch them. We also make sure that the products, we've got good content on there, A+ content on some of the products there. We get good natural search results from Amazon. I think it's quite important to make sure that happens, because you don't want to be spending huge amounts of money on advertising just to make sure your product's on page one. I mean, initially when you launch a brand new product, you need to push it a little bit, obviously. But as time grows on and as that product develops and sort of grows and gets sales and, ranking, you need to be able to appear on page one on Amazon, I think. And I think making sure the title, the bullet points, all the descriptions, everything sort of fits correctly, so people are searching for that product and finding your product as opposed to a competitor's product. I think that's quite important. And I think also we have a really good relationship with the UK Deals Program Manager at Amazon. She's been working with us for a good 2 or 3 years now. And, she basically makes sure that we secure some good deal slots for deals when we run them, especially, we've had a spring deal section just on Amazon at the moment, and we've sort of ran something and it's done really well. Christmas for us is huge, so we sort of get some really good slots at Christmas as well. And that ensures visibility for our products, for our brand. And I think that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff. Like, it sounds like you've got a very established brand here. So in terms of taking it to the next level, if you were to keep the business, what are some ways that you would try and grow it?
We have a list of items already that we're sort of looking to develop and are developing for this year, for 2021. We've got some ideas for 22 we're developing also and looking to add on. So it's basically concentrating on some of the niche areas we already have. And so improving that product range, increasing that product range. That's the first thing we'd do. We're also in discussion with a couple of manufacturers looking to add some exclusive products to our brand. So, we can sort of stay ahead of the curve, be different in the marketplace, not just do the same as our competitors. I think it shows across, our Q1 sales in 2021. We've got an incredible 67% growth from 2020 for Q1, which is brilliant for us.
Yeah, excellent. Good time for the business then. So on the flip side, what do you think are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
I think the risk of selling on Amazon is staying within their guidelines. If you try and do something silly and try and circumvent Amazon's rules and try to go around certain guidelines they have and you fall in breach of them, I think that's your biggest risk. I think as long as you stay within the guidelines that Amazon provide you and make sure your products are within them guidelines, make sure you sell within them guidelines, I think you're good to go. But if you're trying to be, a little bit greedy, a little bit here and there and try and do something which, that the guidelines say you shouldn't be doing, then, there's your risk. I think that's the biggest risk that we see anyway.
Absolutely, yeah. It's certainly the biggest risks with any Amazon business, I would say. So, excellent stuff. So, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
Still huge opportunities for growth within our business at the moment. I mean, we're a successful, long, well-established company, got an established brand on Amazon, a great reputation, brilliant reputation that's been developed over the next, a number of years, nearly 15 plus years, so it's got a good reputation. The majority of our products, are well ranked. I've got, good ratings across the board. And we have countless repeat customers, majority of our customers are repeat customers and they sort of come back, year on year for the same products again and again. And then business continues to grow. I mean, we've seen growth from 2019 to 2020 and again, 21, like I said, Q1, we've had a 67% increase in sales in Q1, which is incredible. And then we've got options where we're looking in the UK to expand the range we have at the moment for 21 and 22. And then there's always Amazon around the world. I mean, we've not even looked at launching in Europe at the moment. I mean, that's one huge area which we could sort of expand into Asia on Amazon. And obviously the US in Amazon, it's a huge opportunity there as well. I mean, those are areas we've not even touched on, to be honest with you. I mean, we've concentrated in the UK. We're UK-based. We've concentrated in the UK. But, I mean, we're always getting calls from, Amazon Europe, Amazon Asia, and the US. We've had countless calls from, managers in the US saying, please, develop your product, sell them in the US. We'll help you launch them, and etc. But we've just stuck to the UK for the time being. So there's massive opportunities there.
Absolutely. Sounds that way. It's definitely a business with a solid foundation. So regarding this sale of the business, would you commit to a non-compete?
Absolutely. We've no intentions of sort of competing with somebody who can buy the business from us. I mean, it's a niche product. It's not something that we'd want to compete on, and, we'd be happy to sign and, compete.
Okay. And how much support are you willing to offer buyers? Are you going for the standard 30 days of email and Skype support?
Yeah, I mean, whoever buys the business, we want them to have a smooth transition. I mean, it's a growing business. There's huge opportunities there, and we're happy with, to give 30 days or more. I mean, if somebody wants more than 30 days and they need a bit more help going through, or certain areas they're not too sure about, we're more than happy to help during the transition process. Minimum 30 days is not an issue for us. Email and Skype.
Great. And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
It is something that we would consider, given the right circumstances, given the setup and the deal. But yeah, it is something that we'd definitely consider.
Is there anything else you'd like to share that I might have missed?
I think you've pretty much covered everything, Craig. I don't think there's anything that I can think of that we missed off.
Yeah, covered a lot of great stuff. Very interesting business, interesting setup, interesting history. And yeah, so overall, it's been great talking to you, Yasin. Thank you very much for your time.
You too, Craig. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 50045. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.